Hello folks, welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. First of all, I don't have any time. 45 minutes, that's the maximum today, so I need to rush a little bit. That's not why I'm not going to provide any initial comment today. It's really not that case, because I would love to talk about the current conflict or war in Middle East, but I have to decided not to do it. It's just too emotional. Something I even can understand. It's really emotional from both sides. I have my personal opinion about that, but I'm not going to talk about my personal opinion about that. I'm going to lift the whole situation another level up, indicating or talking more about, let us talk, we have a conflict there, we have a military conflict there. We can imagine that more actors will join this military conflict. For example, Lebanon, well, they are currently involved right now, it seems. We have Jordan, we have Egypt, we have different countries there who could potentially have an interest to join the whole scenario, the whole conflict. And that's why I'm not going to talk about how it starts and why, and because that's the emotional zone. I'm going to lift it up to a more geopolitical one and even to analyze the whole situation with different scenarios that can happen. Not really fictive ones, but those who were, I think, that could be the final result of such, maybe we will have a ceasefire in 1 week, and maybe in 2-3 weeks we will talk and have something I doubt at the moment, but it could be possible. And the question is that a neutral situation for geopolitical streams and for the global market, or will that change any kind of rules? That's something I would like to analyze, and I would provide to you as well, because it will give us, in my opinion, a better understanding what's happening in the world at the moment. Because many people think that is everything like a game. I'm pro-Israel, and the others, I'm free Palestinian. But that's not soccer. That's not a soccer game where you can decide I'm right or I'm left. It's much more complex, and it has a very long context. To understand everything, you need to spend a lot, unbiased, a lot of time making research, understanding the history, not only from view of religion, but also the historical one, why it started, and so on and so forth. And I'm going just to skip that. I don't want to talk about that. I have obviously my own opinion, but it's my personal opinion. And that's why I'm not tweeting about that. Not really. I mean, I'm making some answers or responding sometimes to some tweets, but I'm not proactively making any tweets about this conflict, because that's a very emotional one. And I think what we are seeing at the moment is the start of a bigger conflict that will swap to the US and swap to Europe as well. However, so anyway, so that's the plan. Now we have actually 30 minutes, maybe 35 minutes. I need to rush today, because I just want to show you what's happening with the market. The market, once again, it's ping pong, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, but they are doing something in the back, and we will check that if we can have a better insight what's going to happen here, and if we can consider to see 25k back again, or if that's everything just to push up the price. In my opinion, they are just liquidating high leverage positions. That's the only thing. That's the big business case here. So let us start with the weights ratio. The weights ratio yesterday pushed up to 66%. That's the first time since beginning of September. So we are talking about almost 4 weeks. And maybe triggered by the military conflict now in Middle East, maybe, but obviously that's only just a theory. It could also be that they are preparing maybe their next leg to the downside, because obviously when Bitcoin is doing that, usually we would go down afterwards, usually. But we will see if we can check something, if we can have a better view of what is currently happening in the market, where's the liquidity going at the moment, are they buying Bitcoin or are they selling, are they preparing, whatever. The first thing you should notice now is that the weights ratio 72 hours moving average is now, it bounced and now it's lifting up. So while it started to lift up, the price started to decline. But at the same time, we have noticed here they dumped once again. So usually that means we will have a bounce before we can go more down. And that's at least my personal opinion right now. The market is very quiet at the moment. I mean, the weights ratio 1 hour time frame is indicating they want to let the price go up, but it's not happening. We can see that the stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges are once again in a very low level, and at the same time we don't see any big net flow changes in the recent time. So we go forward and check more information. So if we check that, we can see, and that should be the first thing that should be highlighted here, is you remember we had almost 10,000 Bitcoins here indicating red, and plus indicating we received more, so bigger inflows than outflows. That's the net flow indicating here. And it says that in this month, in the last 9 days, we received almost 25,000 Bitcoins more on centralized exchanges than outflows. That's, as usual, as you know, usually a bearish signal. But if they push up the price with futures to distribute on upper levels, that could be just a preparation for a distribution on upper levels, because it doesn't automatically mean they want to dump the price. Obviously, you know, I'm bearish, so I'm still waiting that the price starts to go down once again. And yes, I would like to see a 25k retest again, and then we need to see what happens afterwards, if we push up or if we break finally there. If we now go here, we can see that that was last time the same. We went down, but afterwards we pushed up. They started to absorb everything we received just before. Right now you can see what they are doing. And if we check here, we can see that the Bitcoin balance on centralized exchanges are lifting up once again. And usually afterwards, in the recent time, this year was extremely bullish. Now you would say, what? No, obviously not in the price, but in the sentiment and what weights are doing. They are not dumping the price. They are distributing. That's what they are doing. They are distributing in particular in levels, price levels. They feel, it seems, comfortable. I received a shock just in the last few days, because these guys here have different premium data, for example, and sometimes they are also showing you some informations like the accounts, the wallets of MicroStrategy. You can check them. It's empty. So 130,000 Bitcoins just left this wallet, and that was in the first moment like, what the hell? But who knows if they track the wallet correctly, or if they send them to a custodian, to a different custodian wallet. Nobody knows. But however, in my opinion, we're still in the distribution mode, and that's extremely frustrating because at the same time the price is not really dumping. That's really crazy. But at the moment, I don't see any big accumulation. And that's also something that's unbelievable, but it is what it is. They sent 355 millions in crypto in the last 24 hours, and they withdraw only 22 millions. Is that bearish? It would be bullish if that would be green here, maybe with the exact amount of $1 million here. It's not the case. So is it bearish? It is. At least it's indicating they are preparing something. They are not really selling, or someone is not really buying, but it is what it is. They send 625 millions in and 650 millions out. So relatively neutral. But 490 millions in of Bitcoin and only 277 millions out. And that's where it becomes exciting, because it looks like they are once again just accumulating Bitcoins on centralized exchanges and waiting for what? For what? That's the big question. Everything looks relatively red, but it's almost neutral. Only here on Ethereum, that was really pushed down. Even Matic, for example, it seems, and Ton. However, fear and greed, welcome back to 50%. So if we go forward, we can see here, I don't know why sometimes it's not loading it. It was red, now it's not indicating anything. Spot volume, 4 billions, 24 hours open interest, 7 billions on Binance. OKEx, almost 1 billion to 3 billion. Bitfinex, nothing. However, so nothing really changed here, it seems. If we go forward, we can check now on unusual whales what BTC is doing there. 60% is of the whales indicated by unusual whales are in favor to sell, 40% to buy. If we check here, now BTC USD is rising once again, 32%. BTC TUSD with 1.7%. That's almost, I don't know, but a ratio we had maybe last year. BTC USDT almost the king, and BTC USDC almost not happening. Bitfinex and Binance. Bitfinex is doing well. Almost 96% was the market share, at least based on what unusual ways are reporting, were the 97% the market share of Binance. Now we are talking about 68 to 32% with Bitfinex. Something changed. It seems weights are, at least based on this information, using more Bitfinex since some, I would say, 2 months now. So let us go forward, please. What are you doing here? Oh, it's that was my mistake, opening the wrong website now. So if we check here now, we should see, yeah, obviously every single time when that happens, every single time you see that the market cap of Tether is declining, they push up, and Bitcoin usually is following afterwards. That's what they're doing. I just can hope that never ever Tether will disappear from this market. Otherwise, will Bitcoin follow? I hope not. So on TUSD, it seems they were just taking some profit and cashing out, but nothing big here. Only, as mentioned, I mean, it's not huge, but it's always the same with Tether. That's really, you know, it's stupid. It's really stupid. Anyway, that's how it works. We are done here. Let's go forward. So based on CryptoQuant is here indicating funding rate, the aggregated is declining, the open interest is lifting up, the leverage ratio is lifting up, and the liquidations are declining. So usually something big should happen next. Funding rate at the moment, the aggregated at 0, almost neutral. As mentioned, open interest and leverage ratio lifting up. Yesterday they liquidated 250 bitcoins in longs and 66 in shorts. Now if we go forward, we see that we have, based on blockchain whispers on Binance, longs shorts ratio 57 to 43% in favor of longs. That usually it's indicating it's more bearish because the market likes to do the opposite of the sentiment of its traders. However, 1.4 billions versus let's say 1 billion. On Ethereum, it looks even more bearish when it comes to my theory. Longs shorts ratio 74 to 26%. And well, I mean, shorts pushed up on Bitfinex, but we still have 2.6 billions there on Bitfinex, almost unchanged since last week. Now we are checking Binance BTC all leverage. Let us see the high leverage. And high leverage means we should go up to 28. Yeah, let us say 28,000 before. Maybe until then they will rebuild here a position and then we shall go down. If we now check all leverages, we can see that the huge high leverage position, and that's really a huge one, would be here at 26.5. So usually I would say we should meet and hit this one before, after maybe we cleared everything at 28k. That's it. Let us go forward. So if we take a look here, we can see that, for example, the gamma is at 28k. They are just yelling 28k. That's what bulls are doing. Bears are extremely quiet. 27k with the solid support area by the bulls. Otherwise, yeah, that's the next area of interest of the bears would be 26, but 25 would be best. If we check the GAX is at 225,000. That's high. That's really high, indicating we should go down and not more up. The main packs for end of the year, that's the only one that's in our interest. I don't care about October, to be honest. It's 26k. So I'm not sure if it declined, wasn't it at 27? I'm not sure right now, but usually indicating that the biggest expiry of the year should happen at a price of 26,000. But we need to see also here if it's going to happen or not. I mean, we are not changing big in prices, right? We are not pushing by $3,000-4,000. So we need to see. Short call butterfly, bull call spread, reverse call calendar, long strangle. At least this one, it's indicating we should see some volatility. We should push up or down hard. It's a sharp price move. Bull call spread is something that's bullish. That's something we need to see. So it sounds, short call butterfly sounds bearish. It's not. It's almost neutral. It's just indicating they are not expecting any sharp price move. We will maintain a price, and as you can see here, it's just indicating we should maintain a price between 20. Wait, is that? No, that's a long strangle, because it's always three different instruments. Where are you? Bear call. Holy shit, where are you? Short call, short ratio. Yeah, the short call. So if we take a look, the short call always is a multi-leg. Well, it's a multi-leg. It has three different strikes, or at least three different strikes and one expiry. And it says here that he's expecting until end of the year to have and to hit a price of 27k. That's the optimal. That's where these guys would make and cash out the biggest amount of money, the biggest profit, if we could come so close as much as it is possible to 27k. It could be 26.8, 26.5, 27.3, doesn't matter, but not 31, not 23, 27. Same here, 60k until end of June next year. And also here, for example, 70k until end of June next year. But if we take a look here, to be honest, that's almost the biggest trade here. Everything else is in premium, not really big. I don't know how from today's view you can make such a bet. I really don't know, but it's fine. Let us go forward. Bull call spread, that's a bullish one. If we now check the bull call spread, then we see, I hope we see something, yeah, we see something where they are expecting until end of June next year to see a price above of 50k. That's exactly what they are expecting. If we check this one, they are expecting also here until end of September next year. I mean, it's obviously, it doesn't make sense just to say, hi, I would expect until next year, mid of next year, that Bitcoin is at zero. It wouldn't make sense, because to the downside it's limited, to the upside it's not. So it makes, if you want, if you feel the motivation to make a bet for next year, obviously it makes more sense to be bullish than bearish. Okay, and that's it. I'm not saying anything more. If we now go to reverse call calendar, to be honest, we can check that, but it's not going to say us anything. Reverse call calendar, indicating, for example, that 30k, they are selling the 30k for December and instead buying for November. Nobody knows exactly what's behind, but it's almost indicating that November could be more bullish than expected, and we can see a push up hitting 30k until end of November, and that's why they are just making this. But if you check, they sold here the 30k for end of the year at 110k, and they bought the November expiry 30k call for 50. So I mean, it's profit, it's clear. They just cashed out 50k and they still are playing. So why not? If we go to the long strangle, and that was actually what we had in the beginning, we can see that's a big one. We can see that the long strangle, they are expecting here to see a price above of 28k until end of the year. And that's it. Let us go forward. So I need to rush now a little bit. So what we see here is BTC USDT pairs down. So on Binance aggregated. We can close this one, that's USD. But BTC USD aggregated sell off, it seems. Also here, if we check what's happening here, BTC collateral futures now lifting up, and it seems the price is holding by stablecoin futures, and that's what we can see here right now. If we check now here, for example, we see BTC TUSD, the CBD, it's lifting up, but you know, it's not big at all. If we go forward, we can see, wow, Bitfinex once again, and this was really big. I mean, they, wow, 1,500 bitcoins in CBD less. It's really huge, because at the same time, you see, we had here even a positive volume delta. So that's really crazy. I mean, they sold here just 435 bitcoins at once, more 300 here as well, 355. Wow, what is happening on Bitfinex? That was really a sell off. While the Bybit, for example, is partly absorbing them, not huge, not all. Coinbase is almost following Bitfinex. Wow, another 1,000 bitcoins less. That's also crazy. What is happening here on Coinbase and Bitfinex. Also Bitstamp followed a little bit now, lifting up. On Kraken, almost nothing. Now Gemini is declining a little bit, and that's it. And that's my perp. I don't know why my setting is always disappearing, but if we check here, we are on the POC at the moment and maintaining here. Usually it should go up based on volume profile to 27.9, where we have high leverage positions, to decline afterwards because it failed. If we check that here, let me refresh the site just a second. We see Binance is bullish, a little bit, BitMEX also a little bit, Bybit neutral, Deribit neutral, Kraken more bullish, OKEX neutral on both tokens. Coin margin, Binance bullish, BitMEX a little bit more bearish, Bybit bullish, Deribit bullish, Kraken, yeah, I would say a little bit more bullish, but OKEX here extremely bearish. So that's almost it. Of course, we can check and we can see that I guess all these 25,000 bitcoins we were receiving were partly coming from miners, because miners started here with 12,000 bitcoins and another 10,000 bitcoins here, another 9,000 bitcoin. It seems that the market did the miners a great favor. Maybe someone who's holding a big part of miners' company shares could have a huge interest to maintain that current price. Maybe using futures, driving a little bit the market, not really spending any money to drive the market, but and maybe even distributing, because we are not talking just about 1,000, 2,000, we are talking about 12,000 Bitcoin who someone has to buy, and miners are not the only ones who are distributing. So if we check here, fundings started to buy Bitcoins again from 633 to almost 4,000 Bitcoins since mid of September. To be honest, it's not a big deal, and these guys are not always the best in figuring out what the market is going to do next. So if we check trading volume, it's maintaining, also here indicating that's in hands of futures, and that's it. Wow, I'm going to do it, it seems. So now we are talking about liquidity, or in general where the biggest orders are located in different exchanges. We have Coinbase here. You see that Coinbase has here a position at 25k, they have a position at 29, and they have a position at 30k. So to push up and to absorb those 135 bitcoins there, you need a lot of money, because it's not only on Coinbase where we'll check. I guess someone is blocking at that price. So if we go forward, Bitstamp. On Bitstamp we have here 29,200, another 57 bitcoins. At the same time, they are here, they are absorbed some buy orders. They triggered some buy orders. The next big one would be at 25.8, but it's not really big. The really big one, it's also not a big, but it's at least the biggest there. It's at 24. BTC USDT. So we are talking about Binance, and Binance is also here at 30k. Some liquidity waiting, or some bitcoins waiting between 28, 29. At the same time, we can see the biggest sell order, buy order will be at 22k, but nothing is happening. Everything chilling. BTC TUSD, for example, is waiting close above of the main POC here at 28k, at 28.1, and that's almost it. If we go to Bitfinex, where we had this sell off, and now we can maybe see why. It seems they liquidated 118 bitcoins there. Maybe that was the reason of the sell off, but okay, however. Nothing to see here. At least they remove, for example, the 26.2 the buy order. It could be a signal that they are opening a window to let the price go down. Kraken here also waiting at 25, otherwise at 29. Qcoin, BTC USDT, nothing. BitMEX, nothing. Bybit derivatives, nothing. On both sides, nothing, because it was BTC USD and BTC USDT. Now BTC USDT on Binance. They want to go long here between 27 and 27.2, and the next one, to push up to 28.7. But the question is Binance right now the king on the futures table? Bitfinex here, nothing to see. Oh, I said they liquidated. Why it appears here? That's spot, and that's open interest change. That doesn't make sense, because it's spot. That's perp. It should appear here, where they liquidated 43 bitcoins here and then liquidated 32 bitcoins here, it seems. Anyway, also here nothing to see. Kraken futures is indicating they want to maintain a price above of 27.2. OKEX futures waiting at 28.8 to go short. Qcoin futures, nothing. And Deribit also between 28.5 and 28.9, and opening here a window at 25, but also here indicating the market is not doing anything, really anything. So, but we did it. 2 minutes delayed, but estimated. So thank you for watching. I hope it was useful for you, the informations you have seen here. Those 25,000 bitcoins we have on centralized exchanges, now more. I mean, if we go back now, we can check, for example, because I have 2-3 minutes still there. If we now check from the beginning to now, we can say we have here 22,000, 23,000 bitcoins more on centralized exchanges, and that reflects very well what we are seeing here with 25,000 in this month. Also here indicating it's flipped from green to red, and usually I guess we will go down. It will take maybe a little bit. They will push up to 28 and then back down and then go down to 25 and then push up again, and that's always happening. This year is really the most boring crypto year, and I don't want to crash your party or your expectations, but I think it will maintain at that level for longer time than you expect. However, big love. See you soon. Today is Monday, isn't it? I don't even know what day it is. We will see is Wednesday. When I'm not providing any analysis, it's really because I'm working on Phoenicia. I'm working on the concept. We are working on the website. It's taking a lot of time, but we will do it. Big love. Your Inspo. Bye bye.